Hello, Patreon patrons and and people. Excuse me. Um, Welcome to another edition of How to Art. And in this second video, we'll go a little more in detail of getting familiar with your art implement. And for this video, we'll be going over um, using the pencil, getting familiar on how to use it and what things you can do with a pencil, and then we'll carry on from there. So here's my sketchbook, random sketches and such, and first of all, showing you the pencil. I don't know how well this would work for left-handed people, as I've always been right-handed, but if it if it works, I have no idea, but just getting you used to like showing you a few ways of how to hold a pencil. Now, holding a pencil like this, like usually like when you use it for writing, but you can also use it to get more control over your pencil and to make finer details and lines. And you can also hold a pencil like this, especially if you're shading over large areas and such. And another variation of holding a pencil, like you can hold it like this with your pinky under the pencil. This gives you a little more control when you're shading. Holding it like this, you can just shade willy-nilly, but then holding it like this with your pinky also under the pencil gives you slightly more control. Now, when you're using a pencil, there are other like ways when you can hold it. You can hold it close to the tip, and that gives you like a more control when you're getting into finer details. But when you're starting out with the sketch, you can hold it more toward the middle or the end to just get like a rough sketch down. And again, like I said, when you're holding it like this, you can use this to shade pretty large areas, because when you hold it like this, you can get the flatter edge of the pencil here and just use that to cover large areas such as that. And when you hold it like this, it gives you a little more control when you want to, let's say you want to shade one of these little areas here. Turn this somewhat of like a sphere. But yeah, like you just want to grab a pencil or whatever art pencil that you want to utilize and just get familiar with it and just play around with different ways you can hold it and start practicing various drawing various shapes and things of that nature. And when you're getting used to your pencil, you want to really explore like some of the different ways you can shade. You can make things pretty dark, or like ease up on the pressure, just shade it really lightly, or just barely touch the pencil to the paper and just get an even lighter tone. And I recommend that you just, if you feel the need to, you can just fill a whole page of just you getting used to just trying out several of these techniques. And getting comfortable with just laying down fairly straight lines. And this will help you out later on. Like say, when you want to start inking, you want to be comfortable and confident with the lines that you put down. So if you want to utilize a whole page of just practicing your form and technique on how you hold a pencil and how you shade with it, I highly recommend you do so. And you can do like these practices like whenever you want, like throughout the day. Just grab a post-it, or like I said in the previous video, purchase like a very small or pocket-sized sketchbook, and whenever you got a spare moment, either at the office or at a restaurant or at a bar or even in a waiting room, just whip out your sketchbook and just throw down some of these doodles and just, like I said, work on that muscle memory and get really comfortable just utilizing your art implements, your drawing tools. In a later video, I'll go over using pens, and we'll go even farther from there, and like using markers, paint brushes, brush pens. Brush pens are pretty fun. I've used a brush pen several times before, and they can be very versatile in what kind of lines you put down. But we'll get into that in much later videos. But here is just I'm just wanting to inspire you to pick up a pencil, pick up a piece of scrap paper, or if you have a sketchbook, pick that up and just start doodling, start drawing. As you can see here, I'm just making random shapes and shading them to give them more depth and detail. Just getting that little bit of practice in. And that's something that, like I said, if you want to get good at drawing, you gotta try to do it at least every day, to build up that muscle memory and just to get those drawing muscles just working. I know, like when you first start, your your hands might get sore, and when your hands get sore, it's okay to take a break. It's going to take some time to just really build up that those muscles, and if you keep laying down like lines and doodles, like you'll really build your artistic confidence and your speed on just being able to draw straight lines or curvy lines, all sorts of lines that you need to put a piece together and what have you. And anyway, let's continue, and I'm gonna get a little more detailed on I guess going about how to structure a face. And I guess for like a beginner's sake, we'll go ahead and just draw this face like just straight on, just to give you like a generalized idea of like how I go about structuring a face and what the thought process is. So here to begin with, I'm drawing somewhat of like an oval or egg-shaped, egg-shaped circle. Sorry, I had as it sparkling water, not just minutes ago before starting this video. Anyway, and then down this shape, I drew like just a vertical line to uh, get the center of the face down, and then here I'll draw a horizontal line, and this is for the eye placement. And the horizontal line will usually fall in between, like right in between the bottom of this is where the chin is, and this is where the top of the head is, and right in between that, that's where that line goes. Now this is just to get you familiarized with like facial feature placement and stuff like that. And in between the eye line and the bottom of the chin, want to draw like a short line, like an indicator to where the nose is going to go, and the nose will just sit on that line, as you can see here. And in between this line and the bottom of the chin, just an indicator where the mouth goes. Now, generalized rule, like this is something that I practiced myself as I was teaching myself how to draw, is just on a face, like the characterizing facial features will usually fall in this like T-shaped area. So a lot of the time I would just rough out this T shape on a face, and then just start building from there. So let's say this side of the T, that's where the edge of the nose is, or the nostril. And we'll go ahead and someone on that same line will place a few almond-shaped ovals for the eyes. Now the inside corner of the eyes, like just to get to practicing a face, they'll line up with the side of the nostrils here, as you might be able to see. Throw some little arcs over the eyes for the eyebrows. And as for the ears, like the guidelines that I used when I was first starting out is the top of the ears, the way I drew them, measured up to the same level as the eyebrows. So we'll go off here and just put a little indicator. This is for the top of the ear, and like the bottom of the ear would line up with the bottom of the nose here. So we'll just go over here and put a little indicator for the bottom of the ear. And I'm just gonna put little like half ovals like on each side. And down here for the mouth, like another guideline I would go by is that the middle of each eyeball, if you draw a line right down, just very lightly, right down the toward the chin, from the center of each eye, that would give you the guideline to put the corner of the mouth right there. So as you can see, like the face is starting to come together, put little circles in each eyeball, darken them in. Now for the hairline, you can, much like the indicator for the nose, like you go halfway in between like the eye line here and the top of the head. Well, actually, no, that's not correct. Like a third. As you can see, this is the middle of the face. This is the top of the head. And if I divide that in thirds, just pretty lightly, you can be. I'm drawing these lines in pretty dark just because I'm doing it for illustration purposes, just to show you. But here, like I marked it in thirds, and you want to use this top marker to just put in where the hairline goes. And you can give your character like any sort of hairline. You can have it straight, or you can give him like a widow's peak right here. Huh. With that, he kind of reminds me of Kevin Spacey. A little bit. I don't know if anyone else can see it, but it just kind of get that familiar sense that it just looks somewhat like Kevin Spacey, especially with the widow's peak I put in here. Anyway, that's just a generalized like guidelines just to show you where the facial features go. Oh, under the lip, like I'll put like a little arc here, like an upside down arc, just to indicate where the bottom of the lip is. And under that, you can also put an another arc going the other way, just to show somewhat of a protruding chin of some sort. And let's see. Let's go ahead and extend these lines over here, and I'll show you how to do the side of a side view of a face or head. Now what I usually do is like I'll draw like an oval for the overall shape of the cranium. This is where the brain goes, right in there. And then I'll come down from this edge and just shoot it straight down until we get to this point right here. And then we'll just come back up. And right about here, as you can see, like I'll draw like a horizontal line down the center of the oval that we had started off with. And to the right of that, like this face is facing to the left, and to the right of this horizontal line that I just drawn, we'll just go a little bit farther. Let me go ahead and extend the lines for the guidelines for the eyes, and then the guidelines for the eyebrows, and then the guideline for the bottom of the nose. And you want to extend it all the way out. And just behind, or just to the right of this horizontal line, like I'll put like a somewhat of a little shape here for the ear. Excuse me. And that goes there. And we'll go ahead and start fleshing out the side view of this face. Now for the brow here, we'll go ahead and bring that in a little bit right here. And for the nose, we'll draw somewhat of a triangle shape protruding from the rest of the face. Now for the top of the nose right here, it does kind of push in to the face. It gives you a pronounced ridge for the eyebrows. We'll go ahead and put a little arch there to indicate the eyebrows. And for the nose, go ahead and define that a little bit. Now for the mouth, now from the bottom of the nose, like this also goes in a little bit, but the top of the lip, that'll extrude from the rest of the face. And you want to be mindful of the mouth where that goes. And we'll go ahead and put an eye right here. Now what I did for the eye is I put like somewhat of a curved line right here to show the shape of the eyeball. And for the eyelids, I gave it like a little sideways triangle shape. And then on the tip of the eyeball, we can just draw another circle to be the iris, or the pupil. I guess iris and pupil. Now let's come back down here to the bottom of the mouth, and for the lip, we'll kind of bring that straight down. And then at the bottom of the lip here, you can go ahead and extrude this line from the front view all the way to the side view, just to get where the bottom of the lip goes. And from the bottom of the lip, this also kind of pushes into the face. And if you need to get that indicator from that line that we put in for the chin, and after this comes into the face, it'll come down, and then we'll go ahead and bring it back up to the push this back out, and that'll be our chin. Now for the side view, go ahead and put a nostril like right here. Yeah, that's cool. Now for the jaw, just bring that up and bring it past the horizontal line and kind of like connecting right behind this earlobe right here. And just for right now, I'm gonna put like just a generic wavy line to give the ear some detail. And let's see, let's go ahead and bring that hairline indicator over to this side, and we're going to go ahead and like keep the widow's peak. So I'm going to extend this like a light line over this way to show where the top of the widow's peak is, and then just bring it back in. Well, I'm going to give this guy some sideburns. Oh, and again, with the hairline, like I've noticed, sometimes I just do it in my drawings to bring the hairline back in, and then where the brow line is, I'll bring it down to that level and then just shoot it back in and bring it down close to this eyeline right here. And oftentimes I'll just have that curl back up and behind the ear over here. But since I'm giving him sideburns, like this line will extend down toward his jawline and just kind of fade out right there. So that's a pretty quick explanation or tutorial on how I go about drawing faces, or how I went about learning or teaching myself how to draw a face. So if you found this video useful, please like it and leave a comment. And if you want to see more videos, or if there's specific detail you want me to cover, go ahead and just let me know. Leave a comment, and I'll eventually get around to it. But yeah, I'm gonna, as these videos continue, I'm gonna go on and like show you like how to draw the eyes, just like do like a whole video on eyes, and then whole video on noses, and then mouths, and then just go farther from there and teach you how to draw hands, feet, all that good stuff. But as for now, I'm gonna try to stick to a schedule where I make and post these videos every Monday for now on. So stay tuned, and if you really did enjoy this tutorial video, how to art, like I said, please like, subscribe, and to gain or help me like make more videos, or to keep me making more videos, please become a patron on my Patreon page. And yeah, I'll continue to teach you how to draw, doodle, and generally teach you how to art. Anyway, this is Johnston Blackhorse. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll check you guys later.